Hey, blessings everyone. This is Elegance Champagne, founder of Abstract Thoughts of a Transitioned Mind, also VP of Minds Up by Takia Diamond. And I'm actually here on break right now at one of the locations that I was sent to today. And I just finished doing a class, and one of the things I ended up speaking to the class about was, mind you, they've been here in today's like the end of the week, and they had to basically hand in like a lot of paperwork. And majority of these people have been here like since like 6-7 o'clock this morning. Mind you, right now it's already about like around 1 o'clock right now in the afternoon. And these people like very frustrated and irritated because they've been here and they were waiting to be called, and it's understandable of where their frustration is at and why they're frustrated. I can understand and I can relate to why. But one thing I explained to them is, from me overhearing them make these responses such as, oh, being here is a waste of time, I don't have time for this, why am I here, I don't have to do this, I could be doing. And one thing I brought to their attention is, one thing is, you're never in a place by accident or in a place and it being a waste of time. That's one thing I was really just passionate about explaining to them. Whenever you're in a place, don't ever feel that it's a waste of time. There was always a reason and a purpose why you're at that particular location and place. So while I was speaking to them, I explained that to them. And the way I went about it was, I was just letting them know, especially in a facility like this that they're at, I let them know, whenever you're in a facility just like this, never feel that it's a waste of time. Never feel that you're just here just because, or you just need to get the paperwork over, or just deal with the process, just get through it. Whenever you're in a particular place, there is always a reason. And what do I mean? Why do I keep reiterating that? The reason why I keep saying that is, when you're in a place, you may receive a message, some information, or even a gift that may not even necessarily always be for you. But sometimes you may be in a place just to receive a message, because when you step out of these doors, out of the place in which you're at, you may come across somebody else, whether you're on a bus, you're in a grocery store, you're on a road, or you're going to your next destination. And you may overhear a person in their conversation, and you may have a message just for them because you just left a place where you received some great information, but it may have not been geared towards you, but it may have been for someone else, just for you to basically be of assistance to someone else. And what ends up happening is, something that you may have desired or something that you felt that you needed, they may actually have connections just for you. So for instance, I let people know, when you're in a place like this, you never know who's amongst you in the crowd or in the group. I let them know you can be sitting next to a CEO of a company and not even know it. And that CEO of the company is actually there just to scout out to see who they're going to pick out for their new staff of employees. Or they actually may have a business that is ready to be open. They may have a grant that's ready to be granted to them, but they have to first have a functional staff for them to actually be able to start and receive the grant. So what better place than then come to a place like this, where people are faced with a series of circumstances and situations, especially situations that they didn't ask for, or that's out of their hands and out of their control. But what happens is, when people find themselves in situations like that, under immense pressure and just stress and aggravation and irritation, majority of the time when they're like that, that's when their true nature and their true character is actually shown and projected. So what happens is, you may come across people that may be facing those things, and some of those people you may not even know, because they may be able to adapt to the situation and understand what it takes for them to get out of that, without them focusing on the negative aspect of it. So rather than them focusing on, oh, why am I here, or it's a waste of time for me to be here, like, okay, there's a reason, a purpose for me to be here, so let me find out what is that reason for me to be here. Next thing you know, a person may just end up picking you out. And one thing too is, I let people know, when you're here, network. Let a person know your story. You don't have to tell them everything, but let them know what it is that you do. You may be a website developer. You may be a person who specializes in culinary arts, or a person who specializes in psychology, or a person who may specialize in leadership development skills for youth, adolescents, or even older or younger adults. And just from you having those gifts, talents, abilities, and skills, you may come across a person who needs those skills basically for a new company that they're developing, or just for a new staff member. So when you actually have these abilities, don't ever be ashamed to express that to the person next to you. They may not have what you need, but they may know someone who actually has the ability to be able to assist you. For instance, my fiance and I, we actually went to an event, and basically was dealing with a lot of entrepreneurs, and they did this activity which was called the Beehive. So how it works is they take one person, sits them in the middle of the group. That person writes down on a piece of paper what it is that they actually want to achieve, whether it be for business, developing a business, or a goal that they're trying to reach. So what they do is they write it on a piece of paper. For instance, you may be a person that may be wanting to open up a center dealing with child or just mentorship period for like young adults. So on the paper you write mentorship and leadership for young adults. Write it on a piece of paper. The person goes around within a group. You have that person that's the queen bee, male or female, is the concept. They sit in the middle of the group. They have about 5 to 6 to 7 other worker bees, is what they call them. They all get the same piece of paper, and they all go out to maybe 5 to 6 to 10 different groups within a matter of just within under a minute. They run there. Hey, I'm looking for a person who actually deals with child development. Hey, I'm looking for a person that deals with psychology. Hey, I'm looking for a person that deals with blah 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 blah. And you're going on to each person going to different groups. And what happens is they come across people who may not have that information, but they know someone who does have it. So they take down their information and they contact at a later time. When the time runs out, they all run back to the hive and they give all these pieces of paper that has all the contact information back to the person who was basically nominated as the queen bee for that particular activity. Now this person just basically went to around 7 to 10 different locations while they were sitting at one spot. Because why? They made their message plain and simple and clear about what it is they wanted to achieve. So they sent those people out and they came back with the honey. That works in a lot of areas in our lives where if we make things plain and simple, we write it down and be specific about what we want, it makes it easier for other people to be able to assist us and not be able to help us. But we just have to know what we want and not settle for anything less. What do I mean by that? Yes, you may be in a certain situation. You accept it for what it is, but you don't stay there. You don't allow yourself to remain stagnant. In other words, staying in the same situation without progressing or growing. But you also utilize that situation to drive momentum, develop momentum from that. As far as if you're frustrated, take that same energy and transmute it, convert it to energy that gives you motivation and determination, but use what it is. For instance, if a person may be in an unemployment office, use that to your advantage. Ask these counselors what it is that you actually want to achieve. What is it that you want to accomplish? They specialize in doing that. That's why they ask you questions. What field do you want to work in? Or what classes do you want to take? Or what experience do you have? So they actually help better assist you to gear you towards what it is that you fit. Another thing too is follow your passion. Use what you need for now, but in the meantime, you also want to be able to follow your passion. When you follow your passion and you find a place where you can be employed with performing those things that you are passionate about, you won't be able to even say that it's considered work. You won't even consider it a job because you have so much fun being able to do what you love. There's nothing better in this world besides being able to do what you love to do and make a living off it, earn income for that. So I'm going to wrap this up. I know this video has been going on for a while, but just always remember, you're never in a place by accident or at a place where it's a waste of time. There is always a reason and purpose why you're actually at a particular place. It may not be for you, but you may be sent there to receive information specifically for someone else that you may come across later on down the line. And you can use that information to help assist them, and they may have something to return for you. It doesn't always take money at the end of the day for you to be successful. Sometimes it's about the location that you're at, the timing when you're at that particular location, but also the people that's there. It's not about what you know, but it's about who you know. So with that in conclusion, just always remember, remain with a positive attitude and find out what is it that I can actually gain from this particular place that I am in my life, or this particular place that I'm actually sitting at. When you do that, you take your mind off of the negative aspect of things in life and you start focusing on the positive aspect of it. You'll find yourself to be so much more freer. You won't feel yourself stressing as much as you used to. And you'll find the enjoyment and pleasures of things that you can actually have in life. That's what it's about. Just being free and being happy and being able to be a help to those around you. Hey, once again, this is Elegance Champagne, founder of Abstract Thoughts of a Transitioned Mind, also VP of Minds Up by Takia Diamond. You can contact me on Facebook at Elegance Champagne, or my email address, elementalkeys@gmail.com, and also visit my website, which is www.abstractthoughtsonline.com. And don't forget also, last but not least, mindsuplife.com. That's for Takia Diamond. Get that book. Get your life together. Wisdom Words of Consciousness. And 7 things you need to change your life. Blessings, everyone.